Hey there, I'm Jen, and today we're going to take a closer look at the TCX Ikasu Air women's riding shoe. Now, there is a version of this that has waterproofing capabilities, and then this one specifically is the Air shoe. So it has materials that are super breathable, and it's going to give you a little bit more airflow for those hotter summer months of riding. Now, as it is with all the Ikasu shoes, this is just going to be a little bit more of an upgrade from your traditional regular sneaker. Riding sneakers have more protective features and riding features worked into them, so instead of beating up your regular pair of kicks, you could put on these instead. Now, I do want to point out with the Ikasu, they have a very specific attitude to them, right? And their styling. If you want a riding sneaker that blends in and looks more like a regular pair of sneakers, you might want to check out TCX's street sneaker instead. But as it comes here with the Ikasu Air, as we see it here on the table, this guy prices in around $200, so it's going to ship to you for free, and as always, our price match policy is in place to guarantee you the lowest price available. So let's talk about sizing. I'm a size 38 in European riding shoes and boots, and that's what I'm wearing in the TCX. So in that sense, it is a true to size fit. If you don't know your European sizing and you're looking at the US sizing on the sizing chart, I recommend order one size down from your US size. All right, so let's talk about all the different features of the Ikasu Air. I'm going to take it up into the front view here, and this is your main entryway into this riding shoe. It's got the zipper on either side of it. You have these elastic pieces, so it has a lot of flex and give to get your foot in there. Up in the tongue, a little double layer here, so that could be a high wear area as you're grabbing that and zipping and unzipping. Just a nice little look there from TCX to give you some durability. Now I want to point out the eyelet and the lacing on either side here is just for looks. It's a decorative feature. I think it's kind of neat. You know, this design is very unique, riding or not, and it's almost like a deconstructed take on a sneaker. So just want to point out that detail to you. As we move into the toe box, there is no reinforcement whatsoever here in the toe box. And that's important to point out. Most riding shoes will have reinforcement there for protection, of course, but also for all-day comfort. When you're shifting the gears all day long in a regular pair of sneakers, I've literally gotten bruising on the top of my foot because there's nothing between you and the shifter. So in future iterations, would really like TCX to go in here and give a little bit more coverage there so you don't have that kind of discomfort on the ride. If you look at the top here, you're going to see a little change in material. That's like just a little rubber hit that TCX has put on the shoe. Again, this is a shoe with a lot of neat little different features and uses of materials. Just want to point that out so you can take a peek at that. So moving on to the lateral or outside look of the shoe, this is the main construction material that's going to give you a lot of the breathability out of the Ikasu. And this is what we call a poly 3D mesh. So that mesh is going to allow air to come rushing into this shoe. It's also going to help you perspire out of the shoe. Very good for airflow and breathability. As we look at the ankle system, there is a D3O ankle padding in here. You can see it from this little pillow logo design they have up here. I'm personally not a fan. I actually kind of hate this guy, so I always cut it off on my shoes. Would love to see TCX find a better way of doing that logo hit in the future. I want to point out these are, of course, high top sneakers, so you are getting that coverage up over the ankle. And then we definitely have to talk about the sole down here, guys. This is not a used pair of Ikasu Airs. This is how they come out of the box. Again, part of the neat styling of the TCXs in these Ikasu Airs, they're giving you a lot of distressing down here, and each one's going to be unique pair to pair. They're not all exactly the same. So I just want to make sure you guys take a nice close look at that in case you didn't catch it in the photo. This is how your shoe is going to arrive. So hopefully that is the style you were going for. But as we look at the sole, this is TCX's ground track system, and I have a couple props here to show you what I'm talking about. So this is the shank reinforcement. You can see it has the Z shape and these cutouts. That's to help with the flexibility when you're walking around town, but still giving you good rigidity. And then this is the rest of the sole here, and you can see on the bottom it has that really nice ground track system for good traction on the bottom. And basically those two components together, what they're going to give you out of this sole is just really good crush-proof capabilities, and still a little bit of good flex and give. Although honestly, in a riding sneaker, we call this a 5 out of 10 on the flex scale, so it's still a bit rigid for a riding sneaker, but it's going to give you a little bit more protection. And I would say go ahead and do this with a regular pair of sneakers at home. Go ahead and do that. You're going to see has a lot more flex and give. So if you're a rider, you're finally getting out of your regular sneakers into a riding shoe. I hope you appreciate that little bit of extra protection you're going to get out of the TCX Ikasu. Now looking at the back view, there is a heel reinforcement in here, so that's a good bit of protection for the ride. And you got your pull tab with a reflective hit. That's good for visibility. You're riding at night, that little pop of flash helps you just be a little bit more seen by other motorists on the road. And at the top collar here of the shoe, a nice soft touch neoprene, which I think is good to give you a little bit more flex and give on that back side of the riding shoe. Quick view on the medial view, a lot of things we already discussed in the other views, and then back around, and that's your full 360 of the TCX Ikasu Air women's riding sneaker. So again, this is a good upgrade from your traditional pair of kicks. It has those breathable materials, so it's going to work good for your summertime months of riding. And yeah, this is a really good option if you want to have a standout shoe that is going to work for you on the motorcycle. But if you have more questions, go ahead and hit the info button on your desktop or mobile device. It's going to redirect you to the product page where you can see more product features and read some reviews from riders like yourself. And if you have even more questions, give our customer service a call. They're going to be happy to help you find a riding shoe or boot that best suits your needs. All right, well, thanks for hanging out as we take a closer look at the TCX Ikasu Air women's riding shoe. I'm Jen. Keep it on, too.